Hi, hello, my name is Jer, and I have been doing these little like end of month vlog roundup type things at the end of each one of the months. I can't believe that April is already over, which is very stressful because that means tomorrow is rent day, and I hate that. I don't like rent day because all my money goes away. I feel so rich for like 5 minutes and then it's all gone. So rent due, bills due, bank note due, baby shark due. It's been an interesting month. I got really sick a couple of weeks ago, which 2 weeks ago, which sucked. I think it was maybe a sinus infection, but I still don't know. The jury's kind of out on what it was, but my partner got it too, and I had to take a week off, which is extremely stressful, especially right now. I think they say something like most Americans are 1 week away from homelessness. They're literally one paycheck away. And I feel that. It's stressful time right now. I feel like gas just went back up and it was finally on a decline. It was like 4 something. And we just drove by the gas station the other day and it was like 5:30. It was pretty freaking nuts. Food is still up. We got like 3 bags of food the other day and it was something like $100, 100 plus. Like, I remember going to the store and making $20 last a week. I remember making like $100 last a month. And I was just watching this video about someone talking about how prices have changed and adjusted and talking about how life is so much harder now. And they brought up a statistic about bedroom apartments and all that. And I remembered at my old apartment when I was living at my college campus, when I was still going to graduate school and I moved to graduate school. This was not college housing. This was my housing that I paid for with my money at my job. I was making something like maybe $10 an hour. Maybe it was something very, very light for what you would consider a decent wage in California. And I had a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, 2-bedroom, 2 bath. I had a 2-bedroom, 2 bath. I guess it was 1.5 because one of them didn't have a shower. It just had a bathroom, if I remember correctly. It was just a toilet. And I could afford a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath on a $10 an hour rate. And I didn't have a roommate. And I did not have a car, so that did make a big difference. And my phone payment was very inexpensive because I had like the oldest version of whatever an iPhone was. So like, I don't even think I had an iPhone at the time when I got that apartment. I think I still had my Nokia brick. So like everything was so much cheaper and so much more affordable. And now, I mean, we're struggling with, a studio, and we make decent enough money. I mean, we're not rich. We're not doing good. I mean, we're not doing great either. We're doing quite, mid, I think, for where everybody else is at, quite par for the course. But like, can't even afford a studio, and that's crazy that we're at this point. And seeing all this stuff in the news, I worry about what's going to happen next. I am terrified for November. We're inching closer and closer and closer to November, and this is such an important critical year for voting. And I'm really scared as a queer person, as a content creator, as someone who is just like struggled so much. I'm tired of struggling, and I'm really worried that November is going to mark something even worse than things are at now, and I don't know what we're going to do if that happens. And I'm trying not to think too far ahead into the future. I'm trying to just think what's going on right now in this moment that I can focus on. What can I do to try and live my life to the fullest? And, I got myself a camera. It is a rent to own, so it'll take me about 2 years to pay it off based off what I chose on Affirm, because that was just easiest for me. I didn't want to have to deal with a big payment, and I can always pay it off early if I've got the money, so I'm going to work really hard and try and get that paid off. But yeah, I got a new camera, which is exciting, and I'm going to have some higher quality videos soon, at least for regular ones, not necessarily for these ones. These are easier to record on my phone and then just quick edit and put it up. But I'm really excited to have some better quality. I am just kind of letting myself take a break on this posting every day. I think it seemed like a really good idea at first, and I thought this would be really fun. And I think I'm just at the point where I'm stressing myself out trying to put out a piece of content every single day of the week. It's just a lot. So I missed the other day. I've already a couple times this year just posted a silly little clip or like a short and called that a post for the day, and it was. But I've decided that I think I'm going to stop on the posting every day, and I'm going to post frequently. I don't think I'm going to post every single day anymore. And, the only person I'm disappointing myself with that decision is myself, that I couldn't stick to it. But I also understand and recognize that that's a huge ask to put out a unique piece of content every single day. And I'm still going to work to put things out, and I'm going to maybe still get stuff every day, but it's going to be one of those scenarios now where if I miss a day, Mama's not stressing about it anymore. I'm not going to sit up until then 2 minutes before the clock strikes midnight to try and get something posted or beat myself up, because the couple times where I've missed days, I felt really bad about it and I beat myself up and I just got down on myself and called myself bad names, and I already am dealing with so much on my plate, so many other stresses, so many other worries. I don't need to be my worst enemy right now. And I also just need to give myself breaks every now and again. This is also an interesting time for me because I think now more than ever, I'm working really hard on adjusting a lot of personal things about myself, how I carry myself, how I speak, the rapidness of which I allow words to come out of my mouth, the way I don't necessarily enunciate or speak around a letter, because I've just always had this idea that nobody gives a crap what I have to say and that nobody cares, and I just learned to speak a certain way and to sort of shorthand my way through speaking to try and get my thoughts out, because if nobody was going to listen, they'd have to listen to a jumbled mess and then ask me for clarity, and then I could speak again. That's how I taught myself how to talk and interact with people, because I grew up in this age where I was taught that kids were seen, not heard, and I was always interrupted and nobody gave a crap about what I had to say. And I felt that all the way into my adulthood, that it didn't matter what I had to say. So I'm teaching myself how to speak again, how to talk correctly. There's a lot of words that I'm working really hard on listening to myself after I say them while I'm editing, listening to things that I say, how I sort of hop, skip, and jump over words and letters to try and avoid using them. And that is something that has been the most difficult thing I think I've ever had to do, is reteaching myself how to speak, how to breathe, how to have proper tone, which is also something that I'm struggling really hard with, is tone. I have I think a very pointed, prickly voice, and I think sometimes I can sound more angry than I am, or grumpy, or what have you, and I'm working really hard to adjust that and figure out where to put pitches so that I'm not just so sharp and to the point. And I think that's also come out of necessity, that, if nobody's going to listen, I got to talk fast and I got to make sure that I'm being sharp and shrill so that you get at least the point. And I don't like that about myself. I don't like that that's who I am. So I'm working really hard just personally on that. And that's been both interesting and difficult. So all in all, we're in a growth month. We are going into May. I'm going to see 1 billion Justin Timberlake memes tomorrow. And I'm not looking forward to them. I hope you're not, because I'm not. What have you been working on in April? What have you been doing for yourself? What have you been doing to self-care? I don't think I've been self-caring enough. I'm trying to be better about eating. I'm noticing that I'm gaining weight, which I think is good. I would rather be gaining weight than to feel hungry. So I think I'm going in the right direction with my relationship with food, which I've been really working hard on for the last couple months. And now I sort of just need to balance out portions, figuring out when to eat, when not to eat, and retooling myself even on that. There's so much growth that's been happening for me on a really personal and physical level. So I'm curious to see how I move forward and what ends up happening next month. And I am really enjoying this journey that I'm on personally. But what have you been working on? What have you been doing for yourself? Let me know. I want to know about that. And I'll see you very soon. We're going to be posting more stuff. I got a lot of really fun things coming up. Keep an eye out on a very NSFW game that I managed to make super safe for work somehow. That was really good. Great video. You should keep an eye out for it because I loved it. But thank you for watching, and I will see you on the flip.